It is bigger than some of our competitors' beds on even full-size trucks. So this is 55 inches wide, side to side sleeping. I'm not going to name names, but you buy a full-size Ram 2500 Cummins, put a camper from our competitor on there, and it's going to be smaller than that. So that's the comedy of this.
Wow. I got to check out the other ones.
If you want to see what the bleeding edge of off-grid travel looks like, Overland Expo West delivered. We're kicking things off with this custom Gladiator build, starting right here on the passenger side front. This is the 5.11 tactical and Rebel off-road collaboration. Heading up the ladder, they've got the bug screen zipped shut, keeping the actual sleeping quarters under wraps for now. Dropping back down to the lower half, check out this integrated shower station. The compartment folds down to reveal a fully plumbed system with onboard water pumps and filters. Swinging around to the tailgate, this is where the camp kitchen comes alive. They're running a massive slide-out tray holding a flat-top griddle. Slide over to the driver's side, and they've integrated a heavy-duty swing-out stainless steel sink right into its own steel housing. Moving along that side garage, you can spot the compact camp fridge mounted seamlessly into the storage system. Looking up from this angle, you get a great look at the rugged hardshell profile of that rooftop tent.
It's just a clean, purpose-built Overland machine from top to bottom.
Now check this out. We are walking around to the side entrance of the Evotrex PG5, and before we even step inside, look at this fold-down outdoor table. Now let's step right inside. First thing you see in the kitchen is this couple taking pictures of each other in the back bedroom. I love seeing people enjoying these builds. Down below the counter, there's a sleek microwave convection oven tucked neatly into the lower cabinetry. And right here in the kitchen, they've got a full espresso machine sitting on its own custom corner shelf. Swinging around to the overhead storage, I really dig these cabinet doors. They've got built-in ventilation holes and this really unique light earthy green finish. It looks super modern. Looking down to the dining setup, you've got bench seating that can comfortably fit 4 people. Spinning back around to the left, past the kitchen, let's head into the primary bedroom. Look at this setup. They've got the bed fully staged with pillows, a little stuffed animal. It feels so cozy back here. And these massive dual-pane windows are pushed out at an angle, perfect for letting airflow in while keeping the rain out. Stepping over into the wet bath, you get a really clean, functional layout. You've got your vanity sink, a dedicated window for natural light, your standard toilet, and the shower enclosure. Coming back out, I had to get a close-up of these kitchen countertops. It's this sleek black surface with these stark white marble-style veining lines running through it. It gives the whole kitchen a super upscale feel. Stepping back outside onto that rear patio deck, look at the floor and space back here. Plenty of room for 2 full-size chairs to just kick back and take in the view. And looking back inside toward the table, we've got a person hanging out, testing out the seating. It just shows how roomy this layout really is. Dropping back into slow motion, we move down the hallway past the kitchen and toward the primary bedroom to capture all the detail. Moving fast back around to the left, we drop down to the lower half of the kitchen to highlight the convection microwave, the lower cabinetry, and the flooring. You can see another traveler stepping inside to check out the dining table. Heading straight out the door to the left, we turn left to catch a side profile of the front half of the trailer. Walking around to the tongue setup, you can see all the built-in front storage area. Continuing around to the driver's side, we pan down the middle toward the back, showcasing all the open windows along the way. Finishing up with a side rear profile looking back toward the front of the trailer completes our look at the Evotrex PG5.
Alright guys, we're still here at Overland Expo, and it's been an amazing time so far. I mean, we've seen so many rigs and so many different camper setups. I mean, I just want to take them all home with me. Okay, so we got Overland campers. Check this thing out. This is pretty cool. I got this little car. I don't even know what kind of car it is, but it's pretty cool. And Overland campers, believe it or not, they put a rig on it. They put a whole camper on it, a pop top. Look at that thing. You can sleep 2 on that little bed. That must be a 3 to 4 foot, not even. Maybe a 3 foot bed, maybe a 4 foot. It's pretty small. Look at that. Who made this? You did?
It's my truck. We built the camper.
What kind of vehicle is this?
It's a Mini.
You got a camper on a Mini?
It is a Mini. They made them from 63 to 83.
Look at this thing. I mean, that's amazing. I got to check it out. Will this thing hold me?
The Mini.
Let's see if I can. Look at that.
After chatting with the team from Overland Campers about how they custom fitted one of their pop-top campers onto this classic mini truck, I had to jump inside to check it out for myself. Hopping back outside and turning around, you get a great view of the rear of the camper and the Mini with all of the windows popped open. Standing at the rear driver's side, you can really appreciate the low-profile lines and build quality. Panning over to the rear passenger side and looking across that side window, you get a full view of this incredible custom setup from front to back.
So that's actually the comedy value of this, is it is bigger than some of our competitors' beds in full-size trucks. So this is 55 inches wide, side to side sleeping. I'm not going to name names, but you buy a full-size Ram 2500 Cummins, put a camper from our competitor on there, and it's going to be smaller than that. So that's the comedy of this.
Wow. I got to check out the other ones. Nice meeting you, man. I'm John.
John?
Yeah.
Hey, man.
Rhythm and Rome.
Hey, you want a hat?
Sure.
How's summer?
Yeah, right. Gave me a hat, Overland Expo, and they just gave me a hat, and I'm rocking it right here. Overland Campers.
Turning back to the rear of the Overland camper, you can see how wide open this whole setup gets with the tailgate down, both barn doors pulled back, and all side hatches open. With the pop top fully extended, one of the guys steps inside to demonstrate the bed slide out. He pulls the large sleeping platform all the way out into place before turning to answer questions from the crowd. Moving over to the passenger side hatch, we get a view inside while he talks through the features with everyone outside. After a quick peek at a black Overland camper nearby, we pan over to the driver's side hatch. The open pass-through design lets you see right through the rig, while other attendees check out the interior from the opposite side. Moving around the side to grab one last angle of the rig, we wrap up our look at Overland campers. Next up, we're moving on to Tune Outdoor Truck Campers, which takes a completely different approach to the pop-top wedge design. Looking inside the Tune camper, they have this one loaded up with gear. There's an ice chest back there and a power station mounted on a custom bracket right behind the truck's rear window, and what looks like an integrated diesel heater setup mounted back there as well. Stepping outside and panning over to the driver's side, you see Tune Outdoor's custom propane tank holder mounted to the side. Raising the camera up, you get a view of that bright, distinct blue fabric on the pop-up tent. Moving right next door to another Tune Outdoor rig, this one is built on a red truck with all of its massive side hatches propped open to show off the cross ventilation. Starting on the passenger side and moving around to the rear, there are two people comfortably standing inside. One of them is showing off Tune's custom bench setup, which gives you plenty of internal storage and seating. Looking toward the front of the bed, this build also features a power station unit, a diesel heater, and a custom grid panel on the driver's side for mounting gear. There is about 4 to 6 inches of clearance behind that grid system, which is perfect for sliding in long, slim gear like shovels or recovery equipment. Panning out slightly before making our way back around, we take a quick look at the 270-degree awning wrapped around the passenger side before lifting the camera one last time to highlight the Tune Outdoor pop-top fabric as we wrap up this look. Heading over to the next rig, we're stepping inside the massive Storyteller Overland GXV Wild.
All right, let's step into this rig, see what we can find. Got the bathroom here.
The bathroom has a super clean layout with a dedicated window for natural light and plenty of headroom. At this point, I'm basically a professional RV bathroom critic. Moving past the bathroom, we take a look at the primary bed setup in the rear before panning over to the dining area. You have plush bench seating with the solid mounted table right in the center. A quick look over at the kitchen reveals a sleek faucet setup, and checking out the control panel nearby, you have all your main switches and system monitors organized in one central hub. Looking under the dinette benches, they have integrated deep storage drawers to maximize every inch of floor space. Panning left toward the back, large dual-pane windows are popped open for airflow, but the real highlight is the rear wall setup. The entire back opens up like a tailgate and hatch combo, transforming the rear of the rig into an open-air patio deck where you can set up camp chairs. To make that happen, both the full-size spare tire mount and the rear cargo box are mounted on heavy-duty swing-outs that clear the way completely. From this angle on the exterior driver's side, you get a full view of the side profile with the windows popped and the lower storage compartments propped open. Around to the rear, standing outside on the pavement, gives you an incredible edge-to-edge view straight through the open back hatch into the entire living space.
I don't know where it is, but I'm hoping to find a Mobzilla. You guys seen this one on YouTube, Firebox Stove?
Moving over to the content creators section, I was actually looking for the Mobzilla build from Down to Mob, but ended up stumbling across this awesome old school setup from the creator behind Firebox Stove. Peeking through the rear opening, you can see a tiny wood-burning heater inside to keep things warm, along with a clever custom DIY interior. It features a removable plywood subfloor with hidden storage underneath and rugged canvas walls. An insanely cool, simple setup built on a classic truck frame. After a quick look at the overall profile, we pan around to the front, wrapping up this classic build before fading to black for the next one.
This thing, I don't think we can go into it, but it's Drive the Globe. I've seen this on YouTube. You guys probably have as well. Look at that thing, it's amazing.
Heading over to the next build, we are looking at an absolute giant of a rig. It is a massive 6-wheel drive expedition vehicle. At the rear, they have engineered a suspended patio deck covered in artificial turf that's held up by heavy-duty cables, complete with a camp chair setup to take in the views.
How much do you think those tires cost to replace?
If you have to ask how much those tires cost, you definitely can't afford the air to fill them up. Taking one last quick pan up toward the front to capture the sheer size of this monster, we wrap up this look and move on to the next one. Finally, we made it over to the Down to Mob showcase to check out the Mobzilla rig at the Buckstop Truckware area. Starting right at the front, we catch a quick look at that custom Mobzilla plate before panning around to the passenger side, where one of the Buckstop reps is chatting with a show attendee. I think we caught him mid-conspiracy theory. Act natural. Moving along to the back, you get a great view of that custom Bowen Customs flatbed with all of its integrated storage boxes, along with the entry stairs deployed for the Bison Overland camper. Unfortunately, Phil wasn't around, so we didn't get to catch up with him this time. Swinging around the very back, he's got a slick hitch-mounted hammock setup ready for taking it easy at camp. Stepping back to take in the full rear quarter angle on the driver's side, the scale of this build is just impressive. At this height, I don't know if I need a door handle or a rope ladder. Walking back along the driver's side toward the front, we loop around the bumper to show off that aggressive front profile again. Panning right back toward the front corner, then taking one last walk around the passenger side to appreciate the whole setup, from the Bowen Customs flatbed to the Bison Overland camper box, and that wraps up our look at Mobzilla. Next up, we are stepping inside a massive Rossmonster. It looks like one of their custom Baja builds, badged as a Plus model on the back, built on an F550 chassis with a 6.7 Power Stroke diesel and huge rugged tires. Starting on the passenger side, we pan up from that front tire past the Rossmonster logo on the cab over sleeping section and head straight up the entry stairs into the rig. Stepping inside, the first thing you see is the primary cab over bed setup. Pivoting right into the bathroom, we catch a quick look at the shower before scanning down to the toilet. Moving into the kitchen area, they've got a coffee machine set up on a spacious countertop, a sleek sink, and a really unique petroglyph-style backsplash along the wall. Panning across the main living area, you see the dinette table in the back surrounded by massive windows. We pan up to showcase the overhead storage cabinets running along the ceiling. Turning around to the opposite wall, there is a secondary countertop setup with an integrated induction cooktop. Scanning back around toward the passenger side windows, you really appreciate how wide and roomy this interior feels. Moving toward the rear, you get a full view of the main sleeping quarters before heading up the internal stairs to check out the pop-top tent roof hatch. Up top, you get an extra sleeping area with a full elevated view looking out over the rest of Overland Expo. Heading back down, we get one last look at the primary bed from a distance, then lower down to show the full cab pass-through into the front driver's seats, and that wraps up our look at the Rossmonster Plus.
All right, let's check this bad boy out. Look at this thing.
Next up at Overland Expo West, we are checking out the Field Adventure vehicle. They have this one parked with one wheel up on an articulation ramp to flex out the suspension and show off how easily it handles rugged off-road terrain. Panning along the driver's side toward the rear, There's a pass-through hatch built into the side of that massive fiberglass box, giving you direct access into the main living area. The inside of this box is essentially a giant blank canvas, so you can build out whatever dream camper layout you want. Swinging around the back, we squeeze through a super narrow gap between two field vans to get over to the passenger side. Walking toward the front passenger door, we lower the camera down to get a close look at that front right tire, sitting heavily tilted to highlight just how much wheel travel and frame flex this setup has. Coming around to the front, this rig looks insanely aggressive. Up top, they've mounted a bar of about 6 massive Baja lights for night trails, paired with a heavy-duty custom front bumper, an upgraded grille, and beefy front recovery points. Stepping back to grab a wide shot of that tough front end, we take one last slow scan down the driver's side toward the rear, and that wraps up our look at the filled adventure vehicle. That's a wrap on part 2 of Overland Expo West. Which of these rigs would you take off-grid? Let me know in the comments, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next Rhythm and Roam adventure.